Okay, thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. By-election contest hots up in Oyo, Ogun, Edo, and Anambra. President moves on to Japan and Brazil. Federal government freezes creation of new tertiary institutions for 7 years. Government slashes revenue deductions by NNPCL, FIRS, Customs, and others. Airport incidents pardoned for Emerson and Kwamwon. Dare takes on Babashir Lawal. 2027 talks ongoing with Obi, says PDP. And let's stand by my ailing deputy, Taraba or Governor pleads. Okay?
Okay, so major headline. According to the nation, this is the last day for preparation for by-elections, which will be holding on Saturday in Edo State, Ogun State, Oyo State, and Anambra State, where there's vacant seats in the Senate, as well as federal constituencies. I wanted to take quickly the federal constituencies that are available. So it's not even only Odo. They have seats available in Niger, Kano, Taraba, Nasarawa, Kogi, Jigawa, Zamfara, and Kaduna states. And so, you know, the parties, of course, are working hard and rounding up campaigns. There are 5 federal constituencies available in Edo State, and of course, the senatorial district of the governor, because he was representing them in the Senate before he went for governorship, is also vacant. State constituencies are in Adamawa is Ganye, in Onitsha North 1, that's from Ifeanyi Uba's constituency. Dekina Okura in Kogi State, Zaria Kaiwaye in Kaduna, Basawa in Kaduna, Bagwai Shanono in Kano, others in Ismariga in Niger, Karim Lamido 1 in Taraba, Kauran Namoda South in Zamfara. And so they are jostling seriously for these seats. Some of the states have predominant parties, which is usually between the APC and PDP, whereas on other states, ADC has joined. The Labour Party too is strong, and so we'll see how it goes.
All right, what I have here, federal government freezes establishment of new tertiary institutions for 7 years. I think this story runs across all front pages. So 7-year ban has been placed by the federal government on the establishment of new universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education in the country. This restriction came at a time when even the federal government approved 9 more universities. And the Education Minister, Maruf Alausa, had reported earlier this year, and he said that the reason this was done was because resources have been overstretched, and universities, tertiary institutions have been underutilized. And if you're counting by what we have in Nigeria, we have about 72 federal universities, 42 and 28 federal colleges of education, and additional hundreds of state-owned and private tertiary institutions. According to data, they said you can see that you have 800 students and you have 1,200 lecturers serving those 800 students. That it's underutilized and is a waste of resources. They're just wasting resources. So for the next 7 years, no more approval of universities and tertiary institutions. And as it is, according by him, we have about 199 universities, and they received like fewer than 100 applications for admission. So it's like you're just wasting.
Because every time we have like applications, we always say that not enough students get into university. So I'm surprised that...
That's what he's saying. Yes. So you have these universities everywhere, but students are not going into those universities. So they're just wasting money. Yeah.
I have the Taraba State Governor was speaking to his people yesterday, and it has to do with just the state of affairs in the state. He's concerning his deputy governor as well as 2027. So it seems that the backstory is that the deputy governor has been ill since January and he hasn't been seen. So a few people were probably calling for his sack. And he says that, see, everything shouldn't be about the law, but also about humanity. He says he understands that the absence has caused a lot of people, you know, to talk. But he took ill in January, and, you know, that's why people haven't seen him. And he says that really everything will be handled according, that he, the governor, will handle everything according to the Constitution. He has no hidden agenda. He says yes, it's important to follow the Constitution, but also we need to also they need to also look at things as human beings, as well as being guided by faith, morality, and conscience, that they're doing everything required under the law, but the law is not, alone is not enough. He also charged people, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or of another faith, the truth binds us all. We're called to care for each other. And then he goes ahead to say that I think there are talks about 2027, that some people said they are waiting for him in 2027. He says for him, 2027 is in God's hands, and he's here to do the will of God. I did not shed any human blood to be governor, so whatever God decides. And then he's just charging his people to just lead with compassion, that things need to be done differently. We are first human beings, lead with compassion before, you know,
This goes back to what we talked about yesterday. System
versus...
Probably they're already politicking. You know, when your deputy is not, there'll be also who will they replace him with in case of...
Okay, I was going to take the story about PDP. So PDP has confirmed that they are in talks, or the fact that Anambra former Governor Peter Obi is on their candidates shopping list. The spokesperson for the party, Debo Olusegun Obasanjo, confirmed that officially in serious conversations with the from the LP stalwart PDP, that's Peter Obi, and he also declined to volunteer information on the rumor talks with former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Olusegun also hinted that the party had rejected FCT Minister Wike's condition that the South be excluded in the forthcoming congresses. So, I mean, this is interesting because, as I say, all the dynamics for the next elections are coming together, and PDP is obviously has confirmed that they are also in talks with Peter Obi. It will be interesting to see if he gets the candidacy or if he comes back to PDP. Okay, let's move on now to the Punch. 2027 presidency, PDP unveils zoning panel, dispels Jonathan and Obi talks. Okay, because that's conflicting with what I just said. Pilot split over Kwamon's aviation ambassadorship. Fuel distribution controversy. Dangote restores marketers amid mounting pressure. Mahmuda terror group captured in Niger moved to Abuja. By elections, INEC deploys 7,726 BVAS machines in Edo, Anambra, and 10 states. 2025 budget, ministries in dilemma as Accountant General suspends fund requests. And Obasanjo Library accuses EFCC of targeting ex-president, demands 3.5 billion naira damages. Let's take one story for the break.
Okay, the leader of the Mahmuda terror group, Abubakar Abba, has been arrested by the DSS in Niger State, and he's been taken to Abuja for further investigation. This was confirmed by the Chief Press Secretary of Governor Mohammed Bago. He says it's true. I can confirm that he's been arrested. He said he's one of the leader is one of Mahmuda, one of the most dangerous terror groups in West Africa. Abubakar Abba was arrested by DSS, apprehended through an intelligence-led operation. He said it's a huge victory for the people as well as the government. He said that they explained that Mahmuda group is an offshoot of Boko Haram, which reported links to Islamic State. He has carried out a string of deadly attacks across Niger and Kwara State. They said some of the attacks are in Kwara State June 3rd, which left 7 villagers dead, 2 in separate raids, as well as assaults on markets and rural communities near Kainji Lake National Park. Another attack killed 15 vigilantes in Kemanji village. They say they operate from forested bases straddling Niger, Nasarawa, Kwara, Kogi states. This group has been described by security forces as a sustained threat to communities in that region. So his arrest is definitely a major victory, and that this also demonstrates the president's determination to end insecurity and safeguard Nigerian lives.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. I have the Dangote story. So if you recall, we had discussed that August 15th is when he's going to be doing the direct distribution to us. Right?
Has he changed his mind?
Yeah, no, he hasn't changed that. So it's the day before, and Punch went to go and find out how things are going.
Okay.
So marketers are quite worried. I mean, I think they had a meeting yesterday just to appeal again to Dangote to see how can you involve us in this distribution, because you're going to cut us off completely. Yes, you're going to run us out of business. This can cause a lot of issues. So the refinery would start its direct fuel distribution tomorrow, Friday, August 15, having received about 4,000 compressed natural gas powered trucks.
Yes.
Needed
People
for
have
the plan.
been telling me.
I even saw it on my streets filling station. They say proposed filling
is not
station
playing.
for
He ain't
CNG.
playing.
So the marketers are speaking with him, and it seems that they might somehow be involved in this distribution channel. It's not. This article didn't confirm that, but at least there were talks yesterday. So hopefully he doesn't run some of them out of the humble ones. I would say, in my own view, the humble ones might be included in this distribution channel. So that's
my worry is even the cost of petrol. It rose recently. 3 days ago. It's now
so
900.
just like
that's
that.
what Dangote is
without
saying.
notice.
I don't need you to distribute.
Yeah.
So please, Dangote should come if it will make us buy lesser.
To you.
Because you know what this does to us? You can't regulate your business. Like I am in the logistics business. I'm charging you 3,000 for a particular place because I'm buying fuel at 865. Right. Tomorrow I'm going to buy this fuel and it's 920. I can't come back to you and say, okay, it's no longer 3,000. Not suddenly. Well, it's really sad.
Nigerian business,
our head is packed popcorn every day. So MG said to begin forest guards recruitment. National Security Advisor Ribadu says that the federal government has begun the process of establishing a forest guards program as part of efforts to strengthen national security under the renewed hope agenda. And in May 15, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he approved the creation of National Forest Guard System as part of the measures to address Nigeria's escalating security challenges. And as they said, every state is required to have about 2,000 to 5,000 forest guards as they can really handle. And then they said so far, at least 11 states have already established forest guard units with different names, but they are yet to equip these people and expand to meet up the requirement by the national security objectives. And as he was speaking, he said there was an inauguration of 46 new vehicles distributed to strategic commands and formations in Abuja. So I feel this is like another way of saying we are accepting something that looks like community policing, but it's not community policing. But I kind of like it that they are concentrating on the forest, because that's where you have bandits hiding and committing these things. So it's a good one.
Okay. So I have the Obasanjo Presidential Library. You know, I took the story on Wednesday of the raid carried out by the EFCC at the Obasanjo Presidential Library in Ogun State. And now the management of the facility and the manager, that's Vitalis Ortese, was saying that they are now demanding a comprehensive investigation into the incident. He had already said he was going to demand that, but now he has written to the EFCC, he's demanding a comprehensive investigation into the incident, and he wants all the reports openly published in all the newspapers. He's also demanding public apology to be published in major newspapers. He says that immediate restitution for the damage caused by be made to those who were arrested. So 93 persons were arrested from that facility on Sunday. He said they should be restituted. Their vehicles that were scattered away should be, given back to them. And he says that as well as some who suffered bodily injury should be paid. There are at least 100. He says they should be paid 1 billion naira. It also says that the facility should be given 2.5 billion naira, which is a token, and atonement for the immense damage that they caused to their reputation, their business, and their financial reputation, as well as the reputation of their chief promoter, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, saying that this was a direct attack on the personality of, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. I agree that the EFCC sometimes are high-handed in what they do, and that sometimes there are human rights violations in what they do. But I also insist that the personalities who were picked up be investigated for whatever kind of fraud the EFCC suspected them for, without any bias, and they should not be intimidated by any article.
Okay, Daily Sun. Ondo, Edo, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Taraba top Lassa fever chart. NCAA to meet Ibom Air over passenger dispute. Death row inmates demand double ration of food. Why Tinubu will continue to strengthen NDLEA, says NSA. And we're rebranding DICO and as DICON to boost indigenous military capacity, says CDS. Okay, which story in Sun?
I have NCDC. That's the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, has appealed to state governments to strengthen year-round community engagement to curb the spread of Lassa fever. So in the week 31, they said the agency has confirmed 9 new cases in Ondo, Edo, and Taraba states from 3 reported the previous week. They also confirmed cases number 836 across 21 states and 105 local governments. So there's an 18.7% case fatality rate, which is higher than the 17.3% recorded the same period in 2024. So it's getting worse. NCDC said the country has recorded 156 deaths from the disease in 2025 alone. The report also gives numbers of cases that were confirmed: 33% Ondo, Bauchi 23%, Edo 17%, Taraba 14%, Ebonyi 3%, and it has affected the age group mostly affected. The age group mostly affected is between 21 to 30 years of age. And what are they asking? They're saying, okay, so one thing they say that they haven't seen health workers, get infected, but they're also advising the health workers should be cautious, go in with the suspicion that that is possible. Some of the reasons why this has become widespread is a lot of people are not going to hospitals when they fall ill. So by the time they get to the hospital, the thing is long gone, and so it leads to death. Sanitation and of our environment is quite poor. They're asking government to, immediately start sensitizing their people and talking to them about being healthy, keeping their environment clean, and also when you're ill, quickly go to the hospital. And when they got to the hospital, please, workers should be suspicious, maintain high suspicion for Lassa fever in order to ensure timely referrals. And then they're saying to people, this is something that can be, transmitted. Be careful, and it is still out there.
Okay.
What? Okay, you want
the death. Somebody has death row.
I have it.
Go ahead.
Death row inmates demand double ration of food. So inmates on death row are pushing for double ration of food. They are threatening that if this is not done, they are going to cause problems, crisis in the custodial centers. And the Nigerian Correctional Service, they came out to say these guys are beginning to cause mayhem. They're saying if they don't give them double ration of food, they are going to scatter the whole place. As a matter of fact, the person who spoke on this independent investigative panel alleged that corruption in the Nigerian Correctional Service, the Assistant Controller General of Correction, ACG, Cyrus Lekatile, said recently, statistics shows that 3,845 inmates are on death row, and out of it you have 81 female. And they said 95% male and 5% women. And what he's saying is these guys are actually causing problems, and it's eating deep into their budget, and they're asking for more allocation of budget to cater to this. And he expressed confusion as to why state governors are not signing and approving the execution of these people on death row. That it might come to a time when they let the judges do the final decision, the signing off, because these guys are causing problem in correctional service. That's what.
All our governors are giving their life to Christ. Nobody wants to be responsible for anybody's death. That's the truth. They are very, very emotional and
no blood on my
sentimental people
hands.
in this part of the world.
If they are reformed, then
Conscious
release them
pilots.
if you can't, sign their death warrant. But
Fortunately, that's all we can take. We run out of time. But that's also the African thing we're talking about, the Nigerianness, the system or the emotions. We got to choose one. We're either going to be emotional or we're going to have a system that will strengthen. And let me
there is not one international treaty that is disturbing us.
So, I don't know. I'm just saying that we always bring that thing up in now. Just be
capital punishment.
But we're spending resources feeding them. Now they ask for double ration. They
and they're causing
either
problems.
you
let them go or not. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. It's Thursday. We usually like to gist today. And today's gist is about Bobby.
Oh, hello.
I just use that.
About Bobby's.
I'm sure it's the influence of BC in your life.
Okay, BC, yes. So, BC mode. So when we come back, we discuss Bobbies. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.